episode of the 2025 Draft Recap before I start doing more things on this channel, like the preview of the season. And we're talking about the team that made the biggest splashes in the offseason with coaches and front offices, and then trades and drafts. So, who would have thought the most hit place in the NFL is in Jacksonville? No one said that, but I'm going to say for the sake of giving Jacksonville its props, as we will conclude the 2025 draft recap journey with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, you sons of guns, you sons of bitches. You had to. When the draft started, I think everyone, and I mean everyone, YouTubers, ESPN, news reporters, TikTokers, knew the order of players, at least the first 4 or 5 picks, maybe even later down the line, of who was going to be drafted. The big surprise with everyone was the Jaguars making the move up to get number 2. And they did, and I think when they did it, it was almost unanimously the choice. We all knew it was going to happen, and I can't help but feel like it's kind of poetic that the number 2 pick is a two-way player. So, you all know what it is. Let's not waste any time. With the number 2 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter, quarterback and wide receiver. Okay, let's give the young man his props. Not only did he win the Heisman, not only was he a two-way player, but he got drafted basically almost number 1. If Tennessee did not need a quarterback, he probably would have been number 1. If Will Levis proved promise and they just have him in the first overall pick, Travis Hunter would have been the first overall pick. Let's just call it as it is. And the time of this recording, the reports in Jacksonville's training camp is positive. It's not negative. There's no injuries to him. He is developing. But we all know that, just like, Steve Martin Short says in the Prince of Egypt, you're playing with the big boys now. And I do believe Hunter will be playing both ways. But I do believe it will be limited. I think Hunter will be a situational player, and if I had to pick which one he'll be his go-to, I'm going to say defense is going to be his number 1. Like, if there were 10 plays, I would say 7 out of 10 will be defense, 3 will be offense. Nothing against Travis, nothing against him, but I'm more focused on his longevity and his health. We have seen players that come off rookie season, the rookie, contract strong, and then by 28, 27, we start seeing some wear and tear. And Hunter's playing 2 positions at a high level, 2 positions that definitely require speed. And especially defensive back, but I think defensive back are probably one of the most skilled players because I feel like everyone has the most mental. You literally got to match the receiver on what they're doing. Are they faking to cut in for a curl? Are they faking and going for an out? Are they faking it, a pump faking to go a fly? You have to give the guess. And then when the play's done and they don't get the ball, guess what? You got like 12 seconds, 15 seconds to do it all over again. And then in some cases, you got to learn to fight off a block and then make a tackle. So I think DBs are the most important position in football to me. Quarterback, you kind of already have the playbook. You know the play at least. Corners, they don't. They have to guess. And sometimes, if they guess right but poorly executed, they fail. If they guess wrong, they get sent to the UFL. So, Travis Hunter, I'm happy for this young man for a lot of reasons. I think the big reason, the same thing I was happy with Russell Wilson when he got drafted into the NFL and then he got the starting job with Seattle, is it hopefully impacts the next generation of players. I don't know how many universities will be willing to let players play 2 ways as effectively or as consistently as Colorado did with Deion Sanders? I don't know. I think some coaches will be very stubborn and almost give their athlete players ultimatums. And some of them, even the NFL, are given choices. We all know that Charles Woodson, played receiver at Michigan, but he's forever known as a defensive back guy here in the NFL and a Hall of Famer and a Super Bowl winner. So, even though he did break his collarbone in that Super Bowl with the Packers, but he still got a ring, so suck it. So I don't know how much of Travis Hunter's career will be, but the sake of this video is for 2025 season. So to me, I'm going to say that Travis Hunter will be used defense majority of the time because the potential of him making defensive plays will impact the offense more, because on the offensive side, he has players that can make plays too. And also, Trevor Lawrence is no slouch. Okay, so it's not like he has to bail out Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has to bail out Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see. And they got a new head coach in Liam Cohen. Duval. So we'll see. And yeah, that's the big thing. I think he's the most exciting player, and I'm hoping he thrives. Not just this year, but he becomes that, because I think it will change the way. Taysom Hill changed offense with his ability to be a quarterback, running back thing, that I think some players are utilizing that more. So the more change in the football, one, will make the game more exciting, introduce new players, more opportunities, but the questions will be, of course, sadly, the old man coaches. The coaches have been coaching for 30, 40 years that are stubborn in their way, that won't be open to new changes, new ideas, and those are the people, are the old man yelling at the clouds. But Travis Hunter, yes, he got picked up by Jacksonville. Yes, Liam Cohen was a former Buccaneer coordinator, and he kind of shapped us in the back. I long forgotten about that. Hopefully he does well. Hopefully. And I want him to do well. Well, enough rants about that. Because they made that trade, they sacrificed. Until the third round. With the 88th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Caleb Renshaw, cornerback, Tulane. Funny! You got Heisman winner, two-way player, Travis Hunter. And then your next pick, you get a player that's good for one position in corner. Okay. Can't help but feel like this was probably meant for an insurance policy for Hunter. Because according to ESPN.com and Depth Chart Mock, they have Travis Hunter as a wide receiver, starting but not a starter at left corner behind Jaron Jones. Now that's just probably a typical rookie thing there. And Travis Hunter is, well, he's part of three other wide receivers, so we cannot necessarily say that he's not the number one guy, but he is definitely a starter. And there's no guarantee that Travis Hunter will not get rotation times in there. It's just the case of basically all defensive back probably, is that we don't want to put him initially right away day one. He might be a day one starter in DB, we don't know. But we definitely know we want him probably utilizing more on the offensive side, because Liam Cohen's an offensive-minded coach. And let Travis Hunter, get some rotation. So maybe the Jaguars are going the opposite way of me. They want to use him more for offense and defense and situationals. Okay, I get it. I think Travis Hunter will be more effective defensively first than offensively. I think Hunter is like the game changer in the offense. It's like bringing this. It's like getting a sprinter in high school to play running back or kickoff return, and just be like, just get the ball and run that way. And that's all it is. Hunter, to me, will be more effective defensively anyway. But anyway, talk about Caleb. Caleb Renshaw, cornerback from Tulane. Tulane's program has risen to the point that I'm surprised they're still in the American Conference. At least last time I checked them, they're still in the American Conference. So them getting corner, I think it kind of gave the game away of them thinking, in case Travis can play corner too much, we need to get at least a young corner to potentially replace or at least take some reps. And right now they have Caleb Renshaw, which according to mock depth, they have him as a free safety. So my question is, did I get Caleb wrong? Did I put corner when he was supposed to be? No, it says here, corner. Caleb Renshaw, Jaguar, number 27, corner. But on the depth chart, they have him as a free safety behind Darryl Savage. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Caleb is a Swiss Army knife on the DB side. Maybe his title should just be DB, since they have him both as a safety, but he's labeled as a corner in the roster. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm giving Caleb not enough credit. He is so intangible, he can play multiple defensive back positions. Then, literally the next pick, number 89. In the third round, with the 89th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Wyatt Millum, offensive guard, West Virginia. Now, we all know offensive lineman screens run the ball, especially interior side, and they have White as the right guard behind Patrick. So, run the ball probably is the way to go, and with Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, can't help but feel like, and they got this other running back that I really liked. I feel like it could be a steal. I'm actually quite excited for him, but we'll get to that at the end. It probably helps to run the ball more in between the tackles, give Trevor Lawrence to the day. But this feels a combination of we want to protect Trevor Lawrence, but probably open the lanes in between. We all saw what the Bucs did when they got their interior guy in the center from Graham Barton from Duke. And then Bucky Irvin went nuts in his rookie season to the point where the Buccaneers went from dead last to top 5. So maybe this is meant to help take the pressure off Lawrence, because we all know that Lawrence is under a lot of pressure, not only just being the first overall pick in the draft class, but by the pick by the Jaguars, got big money, because that costs a lot of money. That lovely hair of his costs a lot of money. There's probably some people thinking, is it Trevor Lawrence or is the Jaguars the problem? I'm going to say the Jaguars the problem, because let's be real, he got in with Urban Meyer. Enough said. And then he has a new third head coach for this quarterback, that I can't help but feel like if Trevor Lawrence were to go to a competent team, and by competent I mean a coaching staff that has been there for more than a day, there's a small thought in my brain that if Trevor Lawrence goes somewhere else for whatever reason, he might have like a Jared Goff thing where he'll go somewhere else and he will literally make that team his. To the point that people will be like, we didn't draft him, but we sure did pick him up. So Mullen coming in here definitely feels for run support and protecting Lawrence, because I think the Jaguar leadership is getting a little bit concerned about Lawrence's right now. Then we go to the fourth round. With the 104th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Rashal Tutton, running back, Virginia Tech. I really did like this guy out of VT. I really did like this guy. He felt like, you know how some coaches says he's a football player. That's a football player right there. And most of us that played football kind of know what he means. You know, the intangibles, the attitude, the commitment, the loyalty, the character. The character is football. Tutton is that guy, but I'm going to say not only he's a football player, but he is the running back. He reminds me of Aaron Jones, who played for Green Bay. He's not just a runner, he can catch. I feel like he has more intangibles than just in between the tackles and perimeter running. I feel like this guy is definitely what Liam Cohen would want. A running back that's more than just a running back. And this guy, honestly, I feel like people should just be just as excited for him as Travis Hunter. Really, I really believe he's that kind of guy. I mean, Bigsby did great. Etienne is there, and they get another running back too that I'm really excited for too. That I think, seriously, Jaguar fan, you should be really excited, because some of these players may not be the splash players that get the attention and the glory and the front cover of EA. But I'm telling you, these guys that the Jaguars have gotten so far, you gotta believe me when I say that they are better than what they are. They are better than what they were drafted. They are better than what school they went to. They are better. And I feel like Tutton could be, like I said, I'm getting Aaron Jones vibe from this guy. Don't be surprised if he has like 50 catches at the end of his rookie season. Don't be surprised if he's like number 5 with receivers, because he's a running back. Don't be surprised. So we gushed a little bit with some splash players here and there, and Jaguar says, let's get back to fundamentals. And then 3 picks later, in the 4th round, with the 107th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Jack Kaiser, linebacker, Notre Dame. I'm sorry, Kaiser! I just had to say it like that. And if I mispronounce it poorly, I'm so sorry, but Kaiser is a great name. Linebacker, Notre Dame. This is another young man that I feel like he gets overlooked when it comes to talking about Notre Dame football. But Jack Kaiser! I'm hoping, I got a hiccup the worst time. I think Jack Kaiser will be, oh man, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. Went too hard on the Kaiser. He reminds me of a lankier Watt, TJ Watt type of kind of guy. The Jaguars are running a 3-4 defense. I think will fit him perfectly. But since they run a 4-3, he'll be used more middle linebacker. But I feel this guy, I got a Pete Warren vibe, another Ohio State player that plays for the Saints. That this is a guy that just has a nose for the football. This guy is a tackling machine. This is a guy that will basically, if there's like 3 or 4 people tackling, he will get in that pile and make a tackle. And even though he might not get statistical stat, he'd be like, I was in the pile, I was there. This guy knows how to read the running backs. This guy is inside running mindset. He knows where the gaps, he knows where to see it. He sees when guards pull, he's smart. He knows where the flow is running. If this guy was a Native American, he knows where the buffalo roams. He will know where they go. He's that kind of guy. As much as I think he probably be more dangerous as a 3-4 outside linebacker, seeing him inside just as effective would be done as well. So I'm not worried too much, but don't be surprised this guy has like, 15 tackle for losses in his rookie season. Don't be surprised he gets that intangibles in there. So that's how I'm viewing this guy. I think it's a good pick for the Jaguars too. For an offensive-minded coach in Duval, they're really loading up on defense. And I'm really surprised by that because I thought, Liam Cohen will try to steer the narrative I'm the head coach, I'm the offensive-minded guy. I made Baker Mayfield great again, so give me all the offensive weapons I want. So I'm kind of happy that they're kind of balancing out with what they already have and what they need and not going too crazy with the huge price tag of some players. I'm really kind of happy with the Jaguars that, and the Jaguars are an organization where I'm thinking I don't know what they are. Then they took a long break, then to the 6th round. With the 194th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Jalen McLeod, linebacker, Auburn. Okay, so we're gonna go with linebacker back-to-back, and they currently have Jalen as the strong side linebacker. So this is clearly for depth rotation. Like I said, Forsade Oluku was a tackling machine. I know I butchered this guy's name. But this guy was a tackling machine at Atlanta. This guy was a tackling machine in Jacksonville. And yeah, the inside linebacker side of the Jacksonville Jaguars is the unsung hero. Statistically, they're great, but maybe not splash plays, they're not. But the Jaguars getting 2 young defensive linebackers inside is probably meant for rotation so their star players don't get winded. But also remember, this team still has Walker, and they still got Josh Allen, or I said Josh Hines Allen, I should say. That's his name. So this defense has studs. This defense has quality. Just doesn't get the attention because the offense is the face of it. I mean, it's Trevor Lawrence's hair, man. Let's be real. So them getting 2 back-to-back inside linebackers, especially this far apart, 107 to 194. They're focused. They're focused. And like I said, I'm so surprised they're going defense with the offensive-minded head coach. And now my favorite pick in the entire draft. And you'll know why, because he's my go-to team in college. In the 6th round, with a 200th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected Ryan Lane III, safety, Navy. I'm a Navy guy. Blue and gold, go Navy, beat Army. Commander-in-Chief trophy winner, Navy. I grew up Navy. That's my go-to college team. When I play college football, I play with Navy, the simple option. I remember the days of, Keenan Reynolds. I remember the day of Perry. I remember the day of Chris Proctor. I remember the days of Navy. I root for Navy. That's the team I go to and root for in college. Yes, because my family is Navy and I went to Naval Academy, and of course, it's guilt by association. But I'm telling you right now, there's a Navy game and I can watch it. I watch it more than probably any other game of the big schools. I mean, I'll flip in between them, but Navy's definitely my team. You know. And remember, I live in a place where I have two sisters that went to South Florida and UCF. And I root for Navy. So, weird world we live in. But seeing a Navy, not just Navy, but a service academy being drafted. And because I watch Navy, so I'm familiar with Lane III's play style. And I was really surprised that he got picked up, 200. That's pretty high for some service academy. Lane is, there was a position when I went to college where a coach was kind of like, it was like a safety backer or something like that. Basically, it was like a linebacker safety hybrid. Had a friend of mine who is now a bodybuilder, play that position. And I'm looking here in the mock depth, and they have my guy as a strong safety behind Eric Merritt and Antonio Johnson. So he's already viewed. So the third is viewed as number 3, which means to get a job in special teams. But I'm telling you, this guy is a safety with linebacker tendencies. Now, granted, because he plays Navy's offense, he kind of had to play Navy's defense. He had to adjust because a lot of it was more of a run support side. But I'm telling you, Lane knows route. Lane knows how to cover. Lane, playing for Navy, had to go against sometimes the bigger boys like Notre Dame and all. And I feel like his biggest intangibles is support and coverage. There's some time where he may get beat just on pure athleticism, but when it comes to support and short yardage, he's your guy. He's more of a thumper than a ball hawker, if I want to give him any sense of credit. So I'm happy with this guy because it's Navy and I get to talk about him. So good pick for the Jaguars and good pick for picking him, because that's not just saying nice as a participation trophy, kind of nice, but like thank you. Then we go to the 7th round with the 221st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars selected Juwan Mohim, center, USC. So when it comes to centers, now we all know Liam Cohen was the Buccaneers offensive coordinator, and he kidnapped Robert Hainsey. Robert Hainsey was a Notre Dame offensive tackle the Buccaneers drafted. Due to injuries to Jensen, he got moved to center, and now he is the starting center for the Jaguars. Liam Cohen worked with them before, so, association. Juwan, they currently have him as the 3rd stringer behind Luke Fortner. Now, Robert was adapted into the center position because he initially was drafted out of Notre Dame as an offensive tackle, but injuries put him in there, and he developed pretty well. I mean, he had to be the starting snapper for Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield, so he proved himself worthy. But we all know the Bucs went with Graham Barton to basically replace him, and then Robert was moved to basically, sadly, to backup position since he was heavily developed as a center, to eventually where he had to accept his new position as I am a center now, more than just an offensive lineman. I'm a center, which has a little bit more prestige among the offensive linemen. That is how I view it. I mean, maybe not the bank account like left tackle does, but still. So I can't help but feel like the Jaguars drafted it, not because they have no faith in Robert, but because Robert has played in the league for a long time, and offensive longevity is dictated heavily on. We've seen offensive linemen that played 6 years and call it. We have seen players played 14 years and call it. And we have seen players are being forced to early retirement because of injuries. So we understand the life of offensive lineman is literally grueling. So to me, them getting Juwan is probably meant for investment for the future and development, and that's probably where I see him as. He's still a center, and we'll see where he goes. He'll probably get some playing time in preseason because, stars don't play much in preseason, and we'll see. But this is clearly development for the future. And then the last pick, the last one of this entire journey, the 7th in the 7th round. With a 236th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars selected LaQuint Allen, running back, Syracuse. I like this pick too. LaQuint Allen Jr. Sorry, my apologies. This is another good pick. I feel like the Jaguars have a type. Every one of the running backs that they have currently in the roster, according to the mock depth chart, Travis, Tank, Tutton, and Allen Jr., all of them have shared similar abilities. They both can catch out of the backfield, they can catch in the slot, they can run in between the tackles. They're much physical than what they look like, what their numbers, stats, and weight look like. I feel like this is the Jaguar method of running backs. We want them to catch. And Liam Cohen had Bucky and Rashad White in Tampa, running backs that catch the ball effectively in design systems, and I feel like that's what they want. Liam Cohen wants running back that can catch too, and not just running between the tackles. So to me, this is definitely a Liam Cohen kind of staple. And with the running back they currently have on the roster of the Jaguars, this easily feels like this is meant to be. And Allen coming in from Syracuse, I think he probably could have gone higher, but for whatever reason he got moved down. But I feel like Allen was a big factor of the Syracuse success last year, that of course with Colin McCoy. So, and that's the Jaguars. What's the grade I give it? I can't say contender, so I gotta say better. They got a lot of big players here. A lot of pressures on Liam Cohen going in with Trevor Lawrence. The AFC South is a little more competitive than they probably anticipated. Houston Texans is still the GOAT to go to, but there's still potential for them to fall over. And a lot of this is based on how quickly can the offense get acclimated to Liam Cohen's offense. And we'll see how much of Liam Cohen's success in Tampa was Baker Mayfield, or was it his scheme? And Trevor Lawrence was a first overall pick too, like Baker, so it's not like it's a completely different trajectory, except one has better hair. So that's why I put him. I think the Jaguars are better. We just got to prove it. New head coach, new scheme. It's always going to be that. Don't know yet. You can't call a team contender with a new head coach. I just feel like you can't. Even if it was a veteran head coach, thinking, well, he was such a good head coach. Why do you have this team then? And the player I'm most excited about, let's say it with me. Come on, we all know who it is. Travis Hunter. If Travis Hunter is the most exciting player in this whole draft class, then I think you just have, some sense of like, I don't want to go with the crowd. I want to go with the tide and be like, Travis Hunter, I'm most excited about. No. And some might think the Navy guy, Lane the third, but I'm rooting for him. But let's be real, Travis Hunter is the most exciting player this whole draft class. Not just the Jaguar, but the entire draft. Because you're wondering if the two-way Heisman winner from Colorado, it's Colorado, it's not like it's from USC or Ohio State, it's from Colorado, could thrive in it. Because I feel like if that does, that should open the door for colleges and even the high school players to be more open to two-way play. I mean, when I played in high school, there were sometimes we played two ways. Not because it was like design, it was because he's best at defensive end and he's good at tight end, so we play him both ways. And that is that. We are done. The whole journey is done. We're done. It's over. It's done. And the time is recording. Hopefully I'm not too far away. So, we're done. The next thing I will say is thank you. I know this is very long because I'm saying my goodbyes. Thank you for this journey. I'm still going to continue it. During the regular season, I don't know what I'll do. I'm kind of like not a big up-to-date guy. But I will definitely do my preview show. I am currently working on it in between these videos on the plan. I kind of want to get them back to being short. The reason why these videos are so long is because I'm talking about 7 players and I want to give at least each of them a time. And introductions and graphics, and it's a lot. So I really would definitely be making shorter videos. Try to keep it under like the 6-minute mark if I can. I'll try. And that means I got 32 more videos after this 2025 draft recap to come, where I'll give every team like a 5-minute preview of the 2025 season. Where they will go, what's the trajectory, what I'm excited, MVP possibilities, Super Bowl or not. And I usually do that after the preseason. So it's gonna be kind of tight. And sometimes it might bleed onto the regular season. So, but hopefully not too far in the regular season. I'll try to, get off my ass and do it faster. But So keep in mind, after this, you'll see the next round of videos of the 2025 Your Favorite Teams preview show and what I hope and expect and bet they'll be. So until then, and for now, I am Cortez, and I'm a critic. Thank you so very much for watching.